All right. So let's take a moment just to center. So sitting in your chair, unsupported from the back if you can. So sit forward and just take a moment to settle. Find your breath. I think tuning into the breath is probably one of the best things we can do. Just when you first wake up, before you even put your feet on the floor, just sit on the side of the bed and just sink in with your breath and then begin to link some movement with the breath. Just some nice, gentle stretches. So let's just imagine it's first thing in the morning before you get out of bed. I'm just going to maybe just do some gentle stretch your back up like a back bend movement and then relax forward, just very gentle. So remember, think about it being first thing in the morning, the spine hasn't warmed up at all. And this can help just recenter the spine. Most of us sleep, in all kinds of positions throughout the night. So this will just help recenter it and let you tune in to if your body's talking to you at all, when you do symmetrical movements like this, you can tell, oh, my left side feels tighter than my right side or something. And then let's add some arm movements. So on the inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale back to the lap or anywhere comfortable. You can take the arms out toward the sides or up overhead, some of each. The range of motion that works for your shoulders and body today. Exhale when you come back down. Inhale when you stretch out. And here you're going to tune into the length of your breath. So when you inhale, you could count your breath or say something, maybe say your name, or you can say like an affirmation of something that you want to bring in. So I like to say, I am enough. You say whatever you want. If you like, you can clasp your hands and turn the palms away, stretching in through the fingers and the arms. So exhale, bend the hands and bring them back in. Inhale, stretch out, and you can take different angles. So straight out in front, and different angles going up overhead. Exhale down, inhale out, and then change the clasp. So you have your unnatural clasp and do the same. All right, so just a few movements just to sync the breath with the body and tune in with the length of the inhale, length of the exhale, and maybe even where your breath easily goes. Are you breathing more in the chest or more in the belly? So let's do some cat-cow type movements here as we kind of look at that. How long is your inhale and exhale, and where? What is the location of your breath? And so that takes like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, you really start to get a baseline. And then if anything is off, like if you're even before your body's going to get a cold or something, you will know it because you'll be so in tuned with what your baseline is that when that breath goes shallower or you feel a little catch or something, you'll know, oh, I better take a little extra care of my body today. Let's come down to the legs and feet. So your feet need to be on something that you can easily slide on. And on the inhale, we'll stretch the legs out towards straight. And you can do this one leg at a time if you like to warm up. Exhale, bend the knees and bring the feet back in. Inhaling out, and you can flex the feet some of the time or keep the ball of the foot down toward the floor. Just stretch across the top of the ankle and contract the Achilles area there. And if you feel like, oh, I need one more than the other, then by all means stick with that one. I usually do the calf stretch, so flexing the feet more. All right, next time you take the legs out, take them a little wider. We're going to do what we call windshield wiper with legs. So you don't want to just turn the ankle or the foot. You want to rotate from your thigh. So you need to sit forward on the edge of the chair so you can roll the thigh bones, and the legs, knees, and feet follow what you're doing up in the hip socket there. So you're just going to windshield wiper the legs over, the feet go to one side and then to the other. But again, you're not purposefully turning the feet. You're really trying to get some rotation up in the hips. And you can do both out and both in, or both to the left, right. And let's do circles. And go in the opposite direction. Right. And then we're going to switch it over to just one leg, one foot. So you just need this sliding apparatus on one leg. And again, scoot forward. And you'll take the leg from just going straight in front, starting to go out to the sides on different angles, different spokes, as we say. And some of the time you can reach through the heel and roll the thigh out to get a little different kind of a stretch there. And some of the time you can turn the foot the other way, the toes in, and internal rotation of the thigh. Get just some different muscle fibers working there for you up in the hip. And stick the leg as much out toward the side as your hip and your chair allows. Sometimes our chair blocks us with an arm or something, if you have an armchair. All right, and then pick an angle more neutral, more in the middle. We're going to hold right there and point and flex. And some ankle circles here, both directions. And then flex and spread the toes and curl the toes forward. Point the foot, keep the ankle pointing, but lift the toes up. And then flex at the ankle and pull the toes back toward the knees. And then keep that ankle flexing, curl the toes forward and release. All right, and then work your way back in and out a couple of times. Work your way back up to the top. When you get back up in front again, a couple of times there, we're going to switch it over to the other leg. And we'll do the same thing there. Out on the inhale. Exhale, the knee bends, bring the leg back in. And working out on those spokes. Some of the time externally rotating at the hip and some of the time internally rotating. Just playing with that. And working your way as far out toward the side as comfortable for you to do today. And then pick a place more in neutral, sort of a middle angle there, and we'll hold there and point them. Flex, curl the toes forward, point across the ankle, lift the toes, and then bring it back. Toes and ankle flexing, spread the toes. Yeah. Did we do anything else over there? I don't think so. And then bending and straightening, working your way back up to the top. All right, and a few times straight out in front and back in. And then we'll relax. We'll come up to the arms. So bring your fingertips to your shoulders and keep the bottom tips of your shoulder blades in toward each other, top of the shoulder blades away from each other. That's what we call creating the back heart. And bring the elbows forward and up toward the ceiling. Watch you don't lose the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Don't let them wing out away from each other. Keep them in toward each other. And then take the elbows out toward the side walls. This will really help you bring the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other and keep it broad across the base of the neck there, top of the shoulder blades away from each other. Maintain that alignment of your shoulder blades on the back body as you whirl those elbows around, make circles with your elbows. We're going a few times in this direction. And then let's reverse the way you're drawing that circle in space. And keep that integrity of the shoulder blades on the back body. All right, and just relax your arms back down. All right, we're going to bring the palms together in front. Actually, just the fingertips together in front. And press those fingers toward each other, a little finger strengthener here. And then press the entire, let me come closer so you can see this. Press the entire length of the finger toward each other. So not the palm part of the hand, but just the finger part of the hand. And I'm going to rock across the index finger. I'm just trying to show different angles. So the index finger gets more of a stretch than the middle, ring, and pinky. So you're kind of rocking across like that. Stretching. All right, and then go ahead and bring the whole hand, palms, fingers, thumbs, everything's all together. Watch that back heart alignment, so the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in, and press the hands toward each other, a little arm strengthener here. You're going to slide the hands to one side and then the other, still pressing and keeping the shoulder blade tips in toward each other. And we're going to raise the hands up. Keep going. As comfortable for you. Keep pressing and raising the hands. And then hands going left and right here. Can't really see, but you get the idea. And then back to the center. Keep that back heart and bring the hands down. You're going to turn the fingers down. Up. And same thing here, pressing hands toward each other and sliding left and right. Press the thumb and the baby finger a little bit more. And start to lower the hands down, down, down. Don't round the shoulders though. Keep the integrity of that back heart. All right, and then we're going to do these wrist circles. Let's see how I can show this. So you're going to separate your palms, but except for like you're reading a book, except for the baby finger side of the hand, and then scoop in toward you. Roll the back of the hands toward each other, back of the wrists aiming toward each other. Circle that all the way around and again. Come back to palms together. And we're going to repeat that. Open the book, scoop in toward you, Back of the hands, keep rolling around. Palms are down, then palms together. And we're going to reverse that now. Separate the pinky side of the hand. Thumbs stay together, so it's like the book's going down. You're going to still scoop in toward you, roll the back of the wrist around. Now you got the open book in front, and come back to palms. Let's do that again. Palms down, the thumb sides together. Fingers come down, scoop in, back of the hands, roll around those wrists, and back in. Hopefully that made sense. We're going to do another one. Bring your arms out in front and stack one wrist over the other and turn the palms down and toward each other and clasp the hands together. Back heart alignment, so bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other, and then bend the elbows, bring the hands in toward the body and up under the chin and back out. Stretch it out, out, out. This is a nice forearm stretch. And then bring it back in. Same, keep it there, go back out. We're going to do 3 all together. Loosen the hand grip if you need to. If anything's pulling, you don't want to pull or stretch a tendon. You're just doing this for a muscle stretch. Okay, so now see which wrist is on top. We're going to change the stack of the wrists. And we'll do the same thing. So this is the unnatural way. So this way might be a little bit tighter. So be prepared to let some slippage of your fingers through if you need to. And otherwise keep it nice and tight. Keep that back heart alignment. We're going to do 3 times. Scoop it in underneath the chin and back out and reverse. All right, and then just shake it out. All right, how do those arms feel now? And the back body and everything. Got everything a little open. All right, we're going to come to our 6 directions of the spine. We've already done some forward back bend, so we're going to go right into some twists. So on the inhale, raise the arms just part way. And on the exhale, cross opposite arm to leg. Other hand can go back behind. Inhale, come back to center. And other side on the exhale. We'll do that a couple of times. You can do cactus pose arms if you like. And repeat. Next one, if comfortable, to get in and out of the twist, let's stay. Stay in the twist for an extra breath. You can turn your head a little bit deeper and release. And one more, head going a little bit deeper in the twist and then release. And undo the body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, second side. We'll stay here. Let the head do a little movement if that's comfortable for you and your neck. And on an inhale, unwind back to center. And exhale, the arms down. We'll do a cat-cow here. Rounded spine is your exhale. Little baby back bend for the inhale. Create the back bend movement from that shoulder blades, meaning the shoulder blades coming in toward each other. One more. All right, and then we'll head into our laterals. Slide that mic thing back a little more. Hands to the hips to start. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, a little lateral over toward one side. Inhale to neutral. Other side, exhaling. Inhale back up. And one more time, dynamically to each side. And then only if comfortable, we'll do a stay. Otherwise, keep moving dynamically. And in that stay, find a place for your bottom arm to land. It could be on the block or any part of the chair, or you can keep it at the hip. Keep breathing. And the bottom tips of the shoulder blades again coming in toward each other. The top or at the base of the neck, keep the shoulder blades broad. And then let's come on back up on the inhale. And right over, second side. Tail over. Bottom arm finds a place. to land. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other. Top of the shoulder blades are wide. All right, and then make your way back up. And again, we'll do a cat-cow to counter. All right. So just those movements have all the major muscle groups warmed up. We got the spine warmed up in 6 directions. We got the legs warmed up. We did our arms. So could call it good right now, but we're going to add on a little bit more and do some standing poses. Actually, let's warm the hips up a little bit more. So now we're going to turn at an angle off the corner of the chair, or you can go all the way to the side of the chair if you like. The leg that's toward the screen here is got that foot needs to be on a slider, because that's the hip we're going to warm up a little bit more. So we kind of left off with the leg going out toward the side when we were over there. And so now we're going to start to take that leg toward this whole back half in terms of how the hip can move. And some of the time you can, you can spin so your toes are tucked under. You externally rotate the thigh so your toes point out, sort of faster than the heel, and you can flex or point the foot when it goes out, or you can internally rotate and let the heel go out first. So any a combination of these, or any one or the other that feels most comfortable, or that you feel like you need more, you're going to do those. All right. Let's pick one of those stretches you like and hold. Stay there and make the back leg as straight as it's willing to go today. That's the leg that's moving toward the back half of our area here. And then bend that knee, bring it back in. And we're going to repeat and do all that on the other side. So walk it around so that you're off on the other corner of the chair. And you've got your slider under the foot that's closest to the screen. And start to play. Play with that leg going out as your inhale, back in as your exhale. And play with taking and the rotation in the hip. Any of those can be played with, always staying within your current capacity. So legs may be more open than yours, or just today you just don't feel like doing particular movements. Just always honor where you're at today. All right, and then picking one of those movements, one of those positions to hold, back leg going as straight as it's willing to go to. Hold right there, let that leg keep breathing. All right, bend that leg, bring it back in. And we're going to come to the center, to the front, and a cat-cow here. And let's stretch both legs out and in, bring both feet up on a slider. And we'll do both legs out on the inhale, back in on the exhale. Just kind of resetting the legs and hips. Okay, and then we're going to turn to the side again. You can be at the angle, or if you want to go a little bit further and you don't have an arm on your chair in the way, take it around a little bit further. And that foot that's toward the screen needs to be on the slider. And sit toward the edge of the chair so that that front leg clears the chair. And you can stretch that leg back. Aim to get the knee down below the hip socket there. And then we're going to start to stretch that leg further back. Back leg going towards straight and bending. So stretching in through the front of the hip flexors here. Let that leg go as straight as it's willing to go today, and then release. And if comfortable to hold, we're going to hold the next one, come into it and stay. If it's not comfortable to hold, it's too deep of a stretch or anything like that, then you can bend and straighten into it like we did before. All right, and then bend and release. Let's take a movement more toward the screen, toward the front. And maybe off at an angle. All right. Any angles at all. Okay, and then let's pick one of those movements. So if you, the one straight back is usually a deeper movement. So if that one's in your repertoire today, go ahead and pick that one. I'm going to do that one, but you can pick any of those angles that you like and turn to face the bent knee in front. And we're going to exhale and fold over that bent knee. And inhale, come up and raise the arms to cactus pose for warrior one. And exhale, go over that knee again. Inhale back up, warrior one. And one more time, folding forward. One more time, arms up. And then relax the arms down and the back knee. And we're going to walk it around to the other side. As far around as comfortable for you. The foot that's toward the screen on a slider. And we'll start to play with that leg. So you have to be sitting so you clear the front of your chair there. So that leg can drop down, and then you're going to work those hip flexors on the front of the hip by taking that leg further back, knee further back behind the hip. We'll get into those hip flexors. All right, and then if comfortable to stay, we'll stay. Keep breathing. And release and pick some different angles toward the screen or any of those angles there. All right, and then picking the one that's the furthest around that's comfortable for you to stay in, turn to face your bent knee. On an exhale, fold over that bent knee. Inhale, come on up, arms up, cactus pose. Exhale, go over the leg again. Inhale, back up. Again, over. When you're coming in and out, that back leg likes to start to bend. Keep that back leg straight and as strong as is doable today. All right, and just the arms down, bend the back knee, come back to face forward. And we'll take cat-cow here, square it up again. All right, and just coming to neutral, just pause for a moment. All right, we're going to do some work by lifting a leg. You get a little arm work, and also you can stretch the leg. So we're going to bring the hands back behind the back of one of our legs and clasp the hands. And so I'm leaning forward to do that. And then I'm going to lift the heel up, lean back, and bring the whole foot up. So when the foot's off the floor, bend the elbows, bringing that knee closer toward the chest. And release. I'm going to show this from the side as well. Might make more sense. Hands clasped behind the back of the knee. Heel comes up, and then I'm going to lean back, bringing that foot up off the floor, bending the elbows to bring the knee in closer to the chest. And back down. So that arm work of the arms have to work to lift the weight of the leg. Let's do 3 on that one side. And then let's change it over and do the other side. And maybe you were changing as you went. So roughly 3 on each side. Elbows bend and straighten. And you can rock forward and back to put the foot back down in between if you like. All right, and then back down and relax. And so also the way you clasped your hands, I didn't mention this, but that weight is sort of weighing on those hands and knuckles in one way. So you want to switch it over to your other clasp. So let's do that again, but now with the unnatural clasp. So if you just clasp your hands and you look down at which index finger's on top, you want to switch that over so the other index finger is on top. And that's how you're going to clasp your hands underneath your thigh. And we'll repeat. And this time we're going to start to stretch the foot out away from us. Bend the elbows, knees toward the chest. And then as you start to stretch the leg towards straight, the arms can go straighter and even all the way straight, but not rounding your spine. So remember the integrity of the back heart. Let me show this from the side. For the other leg, hands clasp, and it's your unnatural clasp, remember? So switch that over one. Keep those shoulder blades in toward each other so that you don't round the spine. Shoulder blades in toward each other, top of the shoulder blades broad. And then you're going to rock back, bring that leg in, bend the elbows, and then the leg straight and bending the elbows, bending the knee and the elbows, arm straight, leg towards straight, elbows bend, but watch around the spine. So keep the integrity of that back heart. Okay, and let's come back to putting those feet back down on the floor and round the spine and a back bend, back and forth. Inhale is the back bend, exhale, a rounded spine. All right, so next we're going to do some leg strengtheners. And also this is core strengtheners. So take one leg towards straight. And we're going to do a slight turn out. So turning the toes out a little external rotation up in the thigh. And you can lean back on your hands on the back of the chair if you like. And on the exhale, pull the belly in and let the belly work to lift the leg up off the floor. And it just needs to lift up enough to slide a piece of paper under there. We'll work those leg muscles. We're going to do a few of these on one side. So the leg muscles are working and also your abs are working to raise and lower the leg. So let's see, we're going to do 100 of these. I'm just kidding. That's about 10, and then relax. I wasn't counting, but we're going to do roughly that same number on this side. So the other leg out, a little external rotation. So the toes are out. You can lean back. On your exhale, pull the belly in to raise the leg, just as much as you like. Exhale. Exhale from the belly. Exhale to lift the leg. So that's some core strength work for you in the chair, and also leg strengthening work. All right, we're going back to the first side. This time the toes are going to stay pointing straight up. Make a muscle in the quadricep, in the front of the thigh. Leg and lower, up and down. Let's just do, say 3. And then we'll switch it over, other side. Toes and kneecap pointing straight up. Make a muscle with your, contract your thigh muscles. And on an exhale, pull the belly in to raise the leg. 2, 3. Good job. All right, so we've got the legs working, arms working. So today was more of a strength work for us, and some resistance work is strength work as well, which we did. We're going to do a little more resistance work up in the shoulders by bringing the fingertips to the shoulder on one side And again, watch you're not rounding the shoulders. Bring the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other. The other hand we'll use to provide a little resistance work. So hand underneath, and the elbow and the hand are going to press toward each other on an exhale. So exhale, press, elbow down, the hand is lifting up, and then move your hand to say the inside. We're going to do all four sides. Inside elbow, and so the elbow is trying to move toward the midline of the body, but the hand is preventing it. On the exhale, press. Hand to the top, the elbow is going to try to lift toward the ceiling, but the hand prevents. Exhale, and then hand wraps around to the outside. The elbow's trying to swing wide, and the hand is preventing. We're going to repeat those four. Elbow presses down to the inside, hand on top, press on the exhale, and to the outside, press. And then over to the other side, do the same thing. Start on the bottom, press, to the inside, press. All of these are on the exhale. And the outside. And repeating, down on the bottom first, exhale. The order doesn't matter. But if you're doing these with me, I suppose it does. And the last one. All right, and then just drop the arm down and shake it out. Arm circles, just what we call stirring the pot there. In the opposite direction. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Give it a little shake out. Stir the pot. Opposite direction. And release. Okay. I'm getting a workout moving in and out. Okay. All right, let's sit tall for a moment. We're going to come to the head and do some head and neck strengtheners. I might need to come closer again, but let's see if we can do these. So head and hand will press toward each other. So bring the hand toward the side, like by the temple. I've got the heel of my hand right on my cheekbone and the rest of the hand higher. And on the exhale, press head and hand toward each other 2 times. Other side. Press. And again. All right, and then one hand at the forehead, press the head forward, but the hand pushes back. Then do the other hand. We switch hands because we sometimes turn our head ever so slightly toward the hand that's coming up. And then bring your hands back behind you. You can clasp them. And you're not lifting the chin. You're just going to push your head straight back into your hands. Exhale twice. All right, and release. And of course, you're in charge of how much pressure the two sort of bone body parts are doing against each other. So obviously you don't push too much that it creates tension. The next one is around the jaw line. So let me come closer for this one. So you're going to bring your thumb to the bottom of the jaw, and as though you're going to open the jaw, but the thumb prevents it. On an exhale, come to the chin. Other side. Repeat the chin. All right, and then hope your hands are clean for the next one. We're going to do fingers in between the jaw. So we'll start with just 2 fingers. Open the jaw and stick your fingers in there. You're going to open and stick the fingers in on an exhale. Go for 3 fingers. So jaw stretch. 4 fingers, or sometimes people can do like a half a finger. Tuck the pinky inside. And you can pick one of those, the deepest stretch for you, and hold for one breath. So repeat. So as many fingers as you can, and hold it in there for one breath, stretching the hinge of the jaw. All right, and then let's just relax now in our chair. And then bring your feet back to the floor. You can lean back in your chair if you like. Hands and arms anywhere. Feel your feet on the floor. Roughly aligning the very top of your head over the very center of the pelvic floor. Imagine dropping a plumb line down from the top of your head inside your body. Where does that end up? And then as you visualize that plumb line with maybe a little weight like a pendulum in it, the bottom of the plumb line. And if you're not leaning back in your chair, you might feel a slightest bit of movement with your breath. And so that pendulum may be swinging a little bit. Notice if it's rocking front to back, or slightly off center, or side to side. Like, what is happening? And can you kind of encourage that? Go with it a little bit. And so you could maybe draw whatever, if the pendulum tip had a point on it, it was a lead pencil of some sort. Well, maybe not lead, let's not say lead. But some drawing apparatus that you could create, maybe a flower design, or draw lines back and forth. Could you draw a triangle or a flower, or what does your body naturally start to draw? And then in the beginning, we actually do want the body to do that kind of rocking movement. But now let's start to not let the physical body move, but inside you still feel that energy moving. So the outer body has stopped, but there is still some inner sensation. We're going to take just a few minutes to flip this. So instead of the plumb line drawing down on the pelvic floor, we're going to flip it so the crown of the head is where the pencil is. And again, we're going to get the physical body moving. So let's rock maybe front to back. And so now the crown of the head has an imaginary pencil sticking out, and it's drawing something. Maybe you can imagine some way of drawing in space there. And then start to go off center. Like if you picture a clock and you were going, say, 12 to 6, now maybe going 1 to 7 is a line, slowly, minute by minute, working over to 2 to 8, 3 to 9. Take your time. You might be going counterclockwise. I'm sorry, I started that clockwise. Whichever way you're going, work your way around. And when you get back to the 12 to 6 position, you're going to reverse directions. So I started going toward 1 o'clock. You may have gone toward 11. So whichever way you went, go the opposite now. Slowly work your way around. And again, when you come back to center, we're going to stop the outer body, the actual physical body, from moving. But you might still feel some sensation inside, some sort of energetic movement. And so we're going to kind of visualize a funnel above our head, like wherever you just drew up in the sky above your head. And you're going to visualize that as the outer part of the funnel coming in toward the crown of your head. And here, just imagine you can bring in and drop into that funnel anything at all, anything you need. If you could have what you need for your body, mind, and spirit. Maybe you want more energy, bring that in. Maybe you want more ability to love yourself. Maybe you want to take some pain reliever to relieve some pain someplace. Bring that in. Just let it pour into the body. As it pours into the crown of the head, let your body distribute it to wherever it needs to go. And then as you're ready, you're going to just kind of start to shrink that funnel down, 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 and bring it in. And when it drops all the way inside the head, just close the crown of the head, and you've brought in whatever it is you need for you in this moment. Keep it in. Take a couple of breaths here. And I thank you. Namaste.